The old days.
The old days. Not too long ago, the old days.
Yeah.
All right. Hang on a second. Let me see if we're up yet. I finally went. I go, but I don't go very often.
I had to break and run.
I got the message that we're live. So
Okay.
I don't know. You'll have to. Oh yeah, we're live.
All right.
Hey,
we're live for nationwide.
Ending live.
We're talking about old man problems.
Yeah.
That's all right. Hey, we got a little different deal today, folks. Once again, the lovely spectrum that it is not cooperating today. So you get us like this.
There we
But
go.
we can still do.
We don't have to Does he honestly believe these people like this?
Up.
Wilmington.
There we go. Yeah, there we go. Jerry plays along. He plays well with others. That's what it said on his report card anyhow. When he was a little kid,
It all depends.
plays well with others. There we go. As I can speak. Blah blah blah. It is Tuesday, June 24th, and it's a hot one today, folks. It's gonna be 92 degrees. Next 8 days, it look like there's possible rain in the forecast, so just be aware. It's going to be, I think, thunder shower type rain. You know, we're typical Ohio. We get this in the afternoon, late afternoon, evenings, after it's been hot and muggy all day. We tend to get the rain showers and the storms and all that.
10 days.
Well, 8 is what I had. Dean Thompson. All right, everybody, on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Happy birthday, Dean.
How old are you, Dean?
How old are you, Dean?
46.
You Sasquatch. Kevin Martin, how are you? Happy birthday to Dean L. Thompson today. Dean, I gotta thank you. You sent my schedule to a couple guys that showed up at the show on a Sunday. Guy comes up, he gets his trophy. Thank Dean for getting us here. It was Dean that sent him.
Do we think that Iran is messing with our internet?
Iran,
Or is it just Spectrum's regular?
well, you know Spectrum's owned by Iranians.
No. Didn't know that.
Dean is 48.
Wow.
Dang, Dean, 2 years, you start going to the senior center, brother. There you go.
Oh, God.
Oh, that'd be interesting.
Oh yeah.
Dean out there, he might get banned right away.
Oh, yeah. Flirting with those old women.
Yep, Dean, yep. They go, oh, who the hairy Sasquatch? Let's get the hairy Sasquatch.
Yeah.
Cheyenne, hey, how many fish did you catch on that trip? You remember he was on had all those fish yesterday. Are you going to be eating them for the next year? Hopefully those are on ice somewhere or whatever. Did you clean them all? What did you do? He had a heck of a mess of fish. Good morning, Vicki Kendall. Like I said, we're going like
Naked.
we did
2
5
days,
to 6
couple
years
days
ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's too much stuff going on. We got fiber, but it's upstairs. We got Spectrum, but it sucks. So, and it's neither's working down here where we're at. So you just get the old phone, and we're actually doing this all 5G, right? Verizon.
No. Yeah. Well, no. We're doing it. We're doing all 5G.
Yeah, 5G. So this is Verizon.
Old school.
So we'll give our hat off to Verizon for doing that. So,
Well,
30.
$350 a month. It ought to
Gee whiz.
do something.
36 total. There was 3 of us. There was a bunch of fish. I thought there was at least 40 or 50, didn't you?
Yeah, man, that was a bunch of fish.
36 total. That's awesome. I take it that was Lake Erie, probably. That's what I'm assuming. Okay.
Cheyenne's not telling us how many of those he caught, is
No, he's 36. There's 3 of us.
he? Yeah.
Cheyenne probably caught about a dozen Bud Lights. Yeah. Just kidding, Cheyenne. I don't even know if he drinks. Here, I'm throwing shade. Might get him in trouble with his wife or something. Who knows? All right. Well, we got a little news here. Stocks were up yesterday, which is kind of surprising considering the Middle East stuff going on. Iran and Israel has a ceasefire. That's coming up. I think midnight
That's
tonight.
what they say.
Yeah.
But until then, they're blowing the hell out of each other right now, and Trump is not real happy about it. He even dropped the F-bomb today on the media circuit, saying they didn't know what the heck they were doing. Cheyenne, yes.
As I do drink.
I do drink, laugh out loud. So what'd you catch, 12 Bud Lights? I'm just kidding. Ceasefire and the 12-day war. Well, if they count today, I wonder if it's a 13-day war.
I don't know.
Trump's already trying to name the war.
I just, if you got a ceasefire, just stop.
Right.
There. If you got an
Ceasefire
agreement,
time.
just stop.
Well, we gotta finish our plan.
Well, this is like Russia and Ukraine.
Yeah, Russia.
Russia will stop being aggressive once they've taken over Ukraine.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll stop.
Yeah, it's a mess. Don Wells, how are you, Don? How is city council? I haven't heard much lately.
Things have been quiet.
I just I've heard something about recall petitions and all that. I wonder if that's true.
It's going to make its rounds. It's going to move over to Sabina next.
Oh, Sabina's already a mess.
And then
Sabina's already. We have a meeting this Thursday.
it gets to.
Um,
I had a message from the mayor yesterday that she wasn't going to have to run this year, and I'm thinking they can't. They're saying.
well, their mayor, your guys' mayor quit early
Yeah,
too.
the Board
right?
of Elections saying one thing, but the Ohio Code says another thing, and
Well, that kind of happened with Sabina's hair.
Yeah,
See,
why?
I need to check that out because I've been encouraged to run for mayor, even though that wasn't my onset to do this. That wasn't my goal. But when I was getting all my paperwork done to get on council, they checked at the Board of Elections, and it said Danielle had 2.5 years. So.
it all depends on how soon after a mayor is elected that they resign or pass away or.
Right. So yours may not have to run.
And I don't know how that.
You know what?
I can't remember what it was.
I will just go do that today. When we get done here, remind me, we'll go out to the Board of Elections real quick and check on whether, because there's controversy whether the mayor's post in New Vienna or Sabina is even up. So, which that would end everybody to quit bothering me about running for
I think
mayor.
Judy was going. She was going to
Well,
check
just
with
tell
them
them
today.
no.
And,
Just
I
say-
could,
just
but-
say no.
yeah,
Mayor's
it's worked
easier-
for me for years.
Mayor's easier than council, though. That's the thing you don't understand. That's why I keep telling you to
You
run for
shouldn't have
mayor.
run for council.
I didn't.
You know, well, you shouldn't have joined council.
Well, there's just,
You think your one vote's going to help the city of Sabina?
well, yeah.
If
Yeah.
well, I'll put it this way: if you're headstrong enough and you stick to your guns,
Yeah.
you can make a difference
Oh,
sometimes
you can.
in a small town.
Absolutely. Absolutely. When we're not there causing controversy, we're there to do things that's right for Smite. And actually, to be honest with you, the way I am understanding things right now, there's been a few things that did not follow Ohio Revised Code.
Well, that happens in every village and
So,
city in
but
Ohio.
here's the thing. If we know it doesn't, let's get it fixed. Let's, you know what I'm saying? Let's
Yeah.
try to follow the law as
Well,
much
that
as
would
we
be
can.
good. That would
That would be a smart thing to do. And I don't think it's happening right now. I just don't think it's
I'll tell
happening.
you what. You look at Wilmington. You look at the stuff that's going on here.
The police
Sugar
and
Tree
everything.
Ministries.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
that's coming to a head. I think there's going to be some lawsuits filed
Yep.
against Sugar Tree Ministries. People are getting to the point where they have had enough of this. They're
Yep.
not going to put up with it any longer.
I
And,
don't think anybody minds helping the homeless as long as they're homeless from here.
Yeah, I agree.
Right.
I agree.
But when you start busting them in from out of town, that's where the issue becomes.
Well, and that was starting when I volunteered there many years ago. That was just starting because we had, for instance, a gentleman that came in from California that had moved here from California, knowing that he was going to be able to get assistance. Why would anybody move from California to here?
Right.
I understand why they would, but at the same time, California, everything's free.
Yeah.
You know, you get so much in the way of, so I don't know, but,
Billy Thompson is saying hi to you and hi to me before he blocks us.
yes.
Did you see that?
No.
Yeah, that's what he says. Bye, Rick, I'm blocking you.
How would he block me?
If you're friends on Facebook.
Lloyd Thompson?
Billy Thompson.
Oh, Billy Thompson.
Yeah. He didn't. I think he's messing around. Then Matt Beamer chips in, ORC, baby, ORC.
I don't know that means anything to anybody anymore, just like everything else.
Yeah.
Well, it better. You get your butts in trouble.
I
real
know.
quick.
I know.
Well, it's got to be enforced. See, that's the problem at any level of government or any level, period. Nobody is enforcing the law. People are getting away with literally anything.
Well, it's
because
and that's,
no one's enforcing anything.
Yeah, and that's just like this land bank deal. That's going to be a mess whenever it's already bad.
And it's not just in Wilmington. It's
Oh yeah,
it's
it's all over Highland County.
That was ripe for corruption. That was set up for corruption. That was to be able to feed the wealthy people in the various parts of the state good land deals.
So explain the land bank to him real quick.
Well, I'm not sure exactly. What I know is if you've got a blighted property and the land bank would come in.
It's not just blighted. It's any piece of property that, for instance, let's say that somebody dies and they have no heirs.
Right,
Then
that's what I was
that
gonna
piece of
say.
property
Yeah.
will go to the land bank. The whole concept is it's to be able to manage pieces of property within the city of Wilmington or whatever municipality that have, for whatever reason, they don't have anyone taking care of it.
Right.
And, if there's a fire, a house burns down or whatever, and the owners are not taking care of that, burnout
I
structure.
don't even want to talk about that.
Then the city, so it's a sort of a combination, I would imagine, of eminent domain.
Right.
Because a lot of the way they're taking it is eminent domain. The problem where the corruption comes in, someone sees a piece of property that they suddenly say, I covet, I want.
Yep.
And so they go to their friends, in the city or their friends in the village,
How
and they
about
say, let's
Get that turned over to the land bank.
yeah, let's initiate an action against that property so that we can turn it over to the land bank. And then the other thing is they're not even announcing, because they're supposed to hold the property for a certain period of time, 3 years, I think. The federal government pays them to keep the property, for those 3 years. So they're getting money from the federal government for that property. And then once the property, it completes that 3 years, they're supposed to announce an auction. And it's supposed to be conducted, as a public auction. The problem, once again, is it's not. They're not announcing it. They're selling these properties to some of the wealthier individuals in the community.
Dirt cheap.
Yeah, or in the case of, for instance, one city official that apparently put a bid in on a property. I mean, it's sort of like, it's the low fruit. We can pick it and make a lot of money, and that it's become, a way for the connected to be able to acquire property and make money.
And that's why you should follow the law.
Well, you should, but once again, those individuals that have been found to abuse that should be punished. They should be jailed. They should be charged. To me, I would imagine if it has to do with public property, which the land bank would be, that there's some kind of, that's like a theft in office, especially if you're, if you're here, in an official position and you're taking advantage of that situation to get good deals on
Yep.
property.
So it's, well, I don't know that we have any land bank properties in Sabina. I should find that out. New York plans to build its first nuclear power plant in 15 years, which is good for them, I guess.
Well, I think nuclear power, other than fusion, if that ever comes to fruition, I think that nuclear power is the only way that we could go to have clean, sustainable energy for the future without polluting the planet. The thing you have to remember, though, is nuclear waste has to be disposed of. So, eventually that stuff has to be disposed of in some way, either shot off into space or buried underground or whatever. And there's problems with any of those, ways about it. But the good thing is that you don't really have a lot of nuclear waste generated from a nuclear plant, but what you do have is highly radioactive.
The largest camera I told you about yesterday, it is, I found
Nikon?
out
Is it
where,
Nikon?
where it's at. It's in Chile and it's connected to an observatory on this big mountain in Chile. Well, I guess they sent back hundreds of pictures yesterday, many of nebulas out there.
And there were selfies of aliens.
Yes,
as well.
there was.
A bunch
There
of
was.
aliens were taking selfies.
So, I mean, they are pretty neat pictures, just what I saw. So, largest digital camera. So it's sending back pictures now. Heat wave, many advisories and warnings, which we all know.
Yep.
And be careful out there, folks.
Yeah,
I
make
mean,
sure you hydrate.
hydrate. And JJ's not gonna make it in. She just put a little thing on there.
You also have to remember for your pets, your animals, things like that. For
Yeah.
instance,
Keep them
the
inside.
asphalt gets very hot
Right.
because of the sun. You got to be careful about having dogs or cats out on the pavement because their paws can
Oh, yeah.
get burnt very
Yeah.
quickly.
Yep. They need to keep them inside if you can today. Let's see. Supreme Court rules that Trump may resume deporting migrants to countries that are not where they are from
We knew
without notice.
That's right. Well, we knew that it was legal. It's so funny. It's just like after he, dropped a few, small bombs on Iran. The first thing, even senators, Congress people said, it's unconstitutional. It's something that we can impeach him for. It's bullshit.
Yeah.
You cannot impeach him. He has the right as president to make those decisions as long as there's no boots on the ground. He's not initiating any kind of a war.
Democrats every day, it's let's impeach him about something.
Oh yeah, they
That's see this one. But one thing I'm starting to really like is John Fetterman, because Fetterman's
He's
basically
practical.
he's
an
grounding the Democratic Party. He's like, guys, he's like Harold Ford. to be
Well,
honest
and
with
then
you.
you've got the rhino Republicans like Murkowski, that she said she might start caucusing with the Democrats.
Well, she ought to.
She should, because
Yeah.
she is a Democrat. She just, but she said she might start doing that now because she's just so upset about the fact that Trump bombed Iran.
This two-party system it's lived its life. It's
Right.
broken.
So we need
It
to
is.
get rid of the Democrats and just make it a one-party MAGA. party.
Actually, what is going on is not a two-party system. It's a four-party. Well, it's a three-party system. You have the extremists on each side. That's each party.
Yeah.
Then you have the middle, which is the people that make sense on each side.
And I think, unfortunately, the middle keeps getting smaller.
But yes, it does.
I
The
think
middle needs to
Yeah.
tell all these kooks on each side, Republican and Democrat.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I think that what's happened, and we've seen this probably since Obama. Obama's term was
The
the
great
first term
divider.
that really started all this, where more and more people are taking extreme views,
Yeah.
right or left, and the people in the center, which typically you'd hope would be the practical people, they're getting smaller and smaller. But you're right, Fetterman, and this is the man that didn't, that we weren't even sure whether he was going to have his facilities operating properly,
Right.
Yeah.
and he makes the most sense of any Democrat that's out
Yeah.
there talking.
Him and Harold Ford.
Maybe
Harold
all
Ford
of them
does
need to
too.
have strokes or something in order to be normal.
Yeah, it's just common sense. I mean,
Well, that's what they need to do. Everybody needs to. They need to. The ones that have still got some common sense need to just walk away from either
Well,
party.
And the good thing is
and have a
Fetterman's not
common sense party.
he's not dressing like a rapper anymore. I think he's changing his clothes.
well, and you know, just you think like Nancy Pelosi, time retired. Need to go. Maxine Waters. How would you like that to be the face of what your opinion is? Oh my God.
Well, you know,
She's awful.
as much as I'm not sure about the future of our younger people, I think I'm going to take them over these people that have been in office for years and years and
Mitch
years,
McConnell.
that are in their 60s and 70s
Yeah.
and 80s that make
They
absolutely.
say he's worth $92 million.
Yeah. Where'd that come from?
Yeah, exactly. Well, at one agency probably. What was it? They
You
shut
said?
down. Huh?
That you said.
You said, yeah, that's
Yeah.
probably.
It sounds like that you said was the piggy bank for corrupt politicians,
Yep.
and that was feeding all our tax money.
Stacey Abrams.
Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah.
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 So it's.
So
So that's
So
why
fr-
Charlie wants
so-
to run for mayor of Sabina.
Well,
He's
that,
gonna,
so
he's gonna get into
here's
that
the thing
Sabina
about being
city money.
mayor. The thing about being mayor in a small town, your job, I think, is mainly cheerleading, running the meetings, attracting business, trying to get your community in a positive light to where people do want to come there and do stuff. And
you need to make sure that everybody is following the rules.
right, exactly. Well,
I think that
to me, that's not as hard.
I think in
as it
small
is for other
towns, the
people.
most important thing from the standpoint of being a mayor or being someone that's on city council or whatever is first attracting business to your community.
Right.
Yeah.
Because you look at what's happened to Sabina and to New Vienna and some of the
Vienna
other.
did.
They've lost their business base, and it continues to depreciate. And when that happens, you don't have a viable community if
Right.
you don't have a business base to help support some of the stuff that you want to do.
Well, that's one thing Bland has going for it. Bland still has a lot of businesses.
Lancaster of all the cities,
Waynesville,
yeah, outside of Wilmington,
and
Lancaster's probably the most viable, as far as
Right.
Clinton County.
You know what's crazy is the amount of traffic that we have there in New Vienna. Nobody's taking advantage of it because we got Hillsborough, Wilmington, Lancaster, Greenfield, and we're right in the middle, and everybody that's going anywhere is coming right through there.
Well, it's like Sabina,
We did a traffic
Wilmington,
study once,
Washington
and it was
Courthouse.
crazy.
But that's the key. They're driving through. They don't stop.
Right.
There's nothing in New Vienna to make people want to stop and say, "Hey, let's
Right.
check this little town out."
That's what
and I'm
they
not
need.
saying there are some bright spots of New Vienna, just like there are of Sabina. But for the most part, there's not much.
Right, and that's what they need.
One thing New Vienna does do a good job at is when they have their little events. Like they have an Oktoberfest coming on. They didn't do it this year, but last year they had a really nice spring festival. See, in Sabina, the only thing we come close to doing like that is a car show.
See, they didn't
That's it.
They didn't do the spring festival this year because they couldn't get enough help to put it on.
Yeah, but I mean that's what I think we really need to. We need to start bringing more
There's-
events type things.
Well, the other
to
thing that you
Sabina.
have to look at, and it's like anything else, do young people want to stay in New Vienna or Sabina, as they grow up, once
I
they
think
graduate from high school?
I think some do because of just the money. I mean, let's face it, you put the same house in Sabina and the same house in Wilmington. Sabina, it's going to be a lot more reasonable, and you're only 10 miles away.
But you know what's crazy?
And that's true. You could drive somewhere else if you need, to be employed.
Right.
But the big problem is if you don't have something there to employ you, if you don't have places
Well,
to
Sabina
go,
does.
yeah, places to go and things to do, for young people, they're a lot more inclined to eat out. They're not the type that are going to be homebodies and stay at home. They want to get out. It's just like here in Wilmington with the street fairs and the bringing out the bands.
The wine walks.
Yeah, these are things that these communities need to look at because if you don't have activities like that, young people in particular are not going to be enthusiastic about staying. And if you don't have young people, there's a lot of things you don't have. You don't have people even to take care of us older, aging
Right.
people as we get older. You know, who's going to run the the hospitals and the medical facilities? And
Right.
So you got to do something viable to keep your own
Well,
people.
even when I used to do the insurance for a year or two there, I had like a little summer concert series. We had a little concert out there once a month. It was just usually solo performers, but yeah, it was something people could do.
So why did it stop?
Because I quit paying for it.
Oh.
I was doing it. I was doing it, not the town. I was doing
Yeah.
it. So,
And it's hard to get, young people don't want to be involved in local government, or at least in small towns.
I think the young people feel that government is corrupt and that there's so
well, it is a lot of it.
I know, and I think that young people become disenchanted
Well,
with people that are corrupt and they're doing things that are illegal.
well, and I think a lot of them, it's instant gratification anymore. The younger generation, it's now, happen now. A lot of things in local government doesn't happen right now
Oh no,
because
that's our
you
society.
get-
Everybody wants it now.
yeah.
It's like,
And they get disenchanted, like you say, because it doesn't happen right now. You might have a project coming up where you got to figure out where the money's going to come from. You can't just go out and do it. So
are you calling me old? No, we're not calling you old, Danielle. Danielle, do you know, are you good for another 2 years, or are you up this year? Because I've heard both.
What's
As
your
far as the
expiration
mayor.
date, Danielle?
Yeah, what, and congratulations, she did get a realtor's license, I think.
Yeah, I saw that.
So, yeah. So I wouldn't. No, you're not old. No. Compared to us, you're definitely not old.
define old.
Now, wise. We all need to be wise.
Now that leaves me out.
Yeah. What else we got going here? Man, we're getting off tangents here.
I have to run this year, she says.
Well, we're doing
You do?
airtime fill here,
Okay.
Charlie, since Spectrum has been
Yeah,
giving
well, I
us
know.
grief today.
Would you like to do the commercial live?
For what?
For
Anything.
What is the cake? What's the
Rusty Cake? Yeah.
Yeah, you can do the Rusty Cake commercial, man. We got you right
I
here.
got to have my copy.
Kilmore Obrego Garcia, the guy that was, they flew to, where did he fly him to? Help me out.
No, you talking about Venezuela or
Yeah,
some
whatever.
kind of
Yeah.
south somewhere?
Then they're flying him back. The judge has ordered that he should be released while awaiting trial, but then ICE will probably detain him right away.
Yeah.
So
Well,
he won't
wasn't
get
there?
really
Who was
released.
the gentleman that
This is a guy that was from
that was
Maryland.
that was causing all the problems at one of the universities?
Columbia. Yeah,
and
he
so-
got released.
So
too.
they picked him up and arrested him and were detaining him, and then another judge said, no, you got to release him. So he was in New York leading some kind of protest right out of the chute. So why don't they just deport these people?
Yeah.
Now Trump is supposedly able to do that. If he can deport an illegal, that of course I guess there's a difference between someone that was here for school and someone that was here illegally. They don't consider someone that has that's going to school here illegal in that sense. They're just they're attending school here. But I think that's the other thing that they're looking at. They're looking at doing away with a lot of things like that, at least temporarily shutting down all immigration so that we don't have anyone coming in, so we can sort of catch up with the
start anew.
yeah.
Well, anyhow, they're going to detain that guy anyhow. Powell comes to Congress today. Jerome, baby, Mr. Excitement. God. And he'll face some tough questions today. Because there again, it seems like somebody that's working against America. He may or may not be, but he seems like he's working. He's being portrayed as working against America by
Well,
not lowering interest
Trump
rates.
wants him to lower interest rates. He wants him to spark, some new interest in economic recovery, and I think he's not cooperating with Trump. But there shouldn't even be a Federal Reserve.
Well,
They should do completely away with it. It serves no purpose to have the Federal Reserve interfering in what is normal capitalism.
Reds won last night. Rick Morton was there, 6-1.
Did he give you the rundown?
3 games. They're 3 games above 500. They did get to see
What did they tell you about
Judge. He hit a home run last
the
night.
Reds sort of own in the
The
last
Yankees,
few years,
yeah.
the Yankees, which
Yeah.
it's interesting.
So the Yankees are in town for at least 2 more games. I think that's it, probably. All right, I got a little quiz for you guys today.
Imagine that.
Since we're talking mayors, it's kind of funny how this works out. I'm going to give you a town and the years, and I'll even give you the guy's initials or the woman's initials.
Are we supposed to be guessing the mayor in that town?
Yes.
oh,
1981 to 1989, Burlington, Vermont. I'll let you guess once without the initials.
This is going nowhere fast.
I have no idea.
Yeah, you do.
Hey,
You
did
know
you
it.
see where, speaking
Vermont.
of mayors, where New York is getting ready almost now because of the ranked system of voting, where they're going to have the first true socialist mayor elected in New York City. Now, can you imagine how fast New York is going to go down?
Well, this is primary day
Yes.
for
Yeah.
New York
Is that
mayors.
where?
Yeah.
Is that where?
Yep, say it. You got it.
Is that where Sanders is?
Yeah, Bernie Sanders. Good
Okay.
job. You got it without the initials. All right, Cincinnati, Ohio, 1977, 1978.
Springer.
The crazy, the crazy
Jerry,
mayor.
Jerry. Yep, that's right. Washington, D.C.'s current mayor.
She's female.
Yep, it is
She's
female.
black.
Yep.
She's crazy.
I just
Yeah.
saw her on TV the other night.
MB. I wouldn't know either.
Is her first name Mother?
No. Muriel. Think Shauna.
Is it the back part of the body?
Think Shauna.
Shauna. I don't know.
Oh, you remember Shauna.
I have no idea what you're talking about, Charlie.
Rock and roll is here to stay. It will never die. Rock and roll is here to stay.
Does he stay up at
Shauna.
night, thinking about this stuff?
I don't know. Does
I
he?
don't
Ray?
know.
Do you do this in the
Muriel.
morning when you come in? Or do you do
I am
this-
giving you guys the greatest clue.
I don't have any idea.
You don't know Shauna? They used to have her own TV show years ago. 50s rock group.
Yeah, I watched that like I watched.
The tall bass singer.
I don't have any idea.
Charlie doesn't realize not everybody is so anal about music as he.
Yeah, he's
This is a star. You should know who this is.
A star.
Bowser.
Never heard of.
Remember Bowser?
I've heard the
Never
name.
heard of Bowser.
Yep, you've
You
heard
should've
it.
said
But her
Nintendo.
last name is Bowser.
What's the
Mario. The Bowser's the one you can
I
play
don't
at the
play.
end.
I don't play kitty games. All right, next one. 34 to 46, New York City.
Oh yeah, Jerry was alive.
You know this name?
34 to 46. That would have been.
Rudy.
Figaro.
Huh?
Figaro is his first name.
It's not who I thought it was. Man.
Charlie's in his own world. You know that.
So he's flying something.
Yeah, and he's getting ready to.
Land.
Landon. I don't know.
Landis.
Lansing. Land.
Come
Land
on,
shark.
people at home.
Land
Ross,
shark.
help me out here.
Land shark.
Figaro, La.
Smells like somebody's cooking something.
I just belched.
Something burning. Jerry, is that you?
No. Yeah. I got both cells are banging against each other trying to figure this crap out.
LaGuardia.
LaGuardia?
Yeah, the airport. Figaro.
He's trying to say the
LaGuardia.
airport.
He's trying to
The
get you
airport
to.
was named after the.
How many more of these you got?
Yeah,
I have one.
Let's wrap this up, Charlie.
One more.
I got one. Well, it's not like we have anything else to do right now, so shut up. No, here we go.
So, is there anyone else coming in other than
JJ was supposed to, and she's
Steve?
not.
If Steve comes in, we're saved.
No, we're all right. Hey, this is a pretty good one here. And you guys both should know this. My wife should even know it, but she may not.
What's
Carmel by the Sea, 86 to 88.
That's as bizarre as the last one.
Carmel.
Oh, I'm landing.
Carmel by the Sea.
Yeah,
That's the actual,
California.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
Who,
we're-
86 to 88, very famous person.
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
No.
Yeah. That's who I was
Richard
thinking.
Nixon.
Arnold Schwarzenegger, you're in kind of the right path.
We're foreigner.
No, not foreigner.
No, it's a movie star.
Yep,
Oh.
What year?
86, 88. Help them out, folks.
Little
at
Richard.
home.
It's a movie star.
If I give you the initials, you'll get it
Who
right
ran
away.
it? Who's?
Well, let's end this quickly then.
Yeah, give us the initials.
No, I don't want to give you the initials.
I'm gonna fall asleep here.
You should know. He has a gun at least that big.
Oh, Clint Eastwood.
Clint Eastwood.
Oh.
There you go. Remember when he?
Make my day.
Remember when he was the mayor?
Yeah.
No, those are excellent hits. I don't care what y'all say. Those are excellent hits.
That whole thing was.
Chris Robinson. says
Chris
good
Wall
morning.
Robinson. Hey, prayers
Russ
for
Grimes. Good
your,
morning,
prayers
Russ.
for your daughter there, buddy. Hope everything goes well.
Melissa's watching.
Vicky Kendall,
Vicky's
thank
watching.
you. Vicky Kendall come through with Clint Eastwood.
There we go.
There we go. Yeah. Yep. See, she knew. All right. Well, we might as well
morning,
wait
Karen.
a
Karen's
little
watching.
bit. Karen's watching. The word of the day, by the way, is boon, which is like a benefit.
Do we care?
I know you don't, but I'm just telling
It's
you.
a what? It's
like
a benefit.
Yeah, benefit.
Huh.
You know, hopefully the Fed will raise interest rates, and that'll be a boon to the economy.
I thought they wanted to
We'll
lower.
raise interest rates.
Or lower interest rates, I'm sorry. I was just trying to get boon in there somehow. Well, lower interest rates, and that'll be a boon to the economy.
So what's a boondoggle?
I don't know.
You know,
What is it?
I thought that was like a boondoggle was like wasn't that like a sham or something? Something that's
Sounds like a mess.
No,
Yeah.
a boondoggle is something that doesn't, that doesn't turn out the way it's supposed to, but it's a ripoff.
yeah,
Yeah. Well, that's a shame. More testing this week. Keep praying, everyone, please. That is for Chris Robinson.
yeah.
Got a knot under her arm. They're trying to figure out what the heck it is.
Yeah, I'm not sure whether it's actually
Hopefully it's good. Hopefully it's just a mass and they'll take it out and
Right.
be done. Let's see here. Where was I going next? I was going here next. That's where I was going. I think I have some fun questions I can ask you guys
Uh-oh.
because we want to wait for the games until Steve is here.
quite. Oh,
If he shows up. If he shows up. Let's see
well, that
here.
makes it interesting, Charlie. You never know.
Yeah, that's true.
Salad
You
bar
never
and
know.
soup, $5 for all, and get $8.
Oh,
Oh, you
that's
can
right.
eat for $8.
Where's this?
No, that-
60 in it.
It's $5. This is today, Tuesday, Senior Center soup and salad bar. $5.
What's the soup?
Yeah, what is the soup? Because that'd make a big difference, I think.
Yeah.
So,
What's the soup, Karen?
Bean soup.
ooh.
Look at
Not
Jerry.
sure I'd want to trust. Not sure I'd want to trust having gas this morning.
Once you're over 50, you never trust a fart. You know
That's
that?
right.
Okay. Well, here's my Senior Center Day $5 if you're a senior or older, 60 or older, $8 if you're not, and it's soup and salad. Last time they had this 2 weeks ago, it was potato and salad. Now I tell you what, they had a
Ham and beans and chicken and noodle.
chicken and noodle wouldn't be bad. Ham and beans, I'd pass on that.
Cornbread.
Probably should have cornbread if you're having beans.
I love ham and beans. Oh my God.
Uh-oh, there you go.
Yeah, I do too.
There you go.
No, I'm not going.
When buying a car, what color do you always end up choosing?
Red.
Red,
I think black usually.
black. If you had your choice of buying a car, what color?
Blue.
Blue. I don't really have a car color I really think about. I always just think whatever the best value is, the best deal, you know? Now, that white cars are usually the cheapest because,
Shoot, I've bought all different kind of color cars, but usually it's black. If I'm buying it, just me buying it.
yeah.
I
I
got
tell
a
you-
real good deal on a white Beretta one time, and we just bought it. I mean,
Yeah.
it was crazy.
Yeah.
They'd had it. It was still had crank windows. It didn't have power windows,
Yeah.
and it was really odd, really weird.
Yeah.
And it'd been on the lot for a year and a half, and walked in there, and we were just looking for a car. We needed transportation, and this old boy says, "I got something." He said, "You might be interested in it." And they showed us that car, and went out there, and he said, "I want you to take this deal and go to your local dealer, check a couple of them, and see how close they can come to a deal like that." They couldn't even touch it.
Yeah.
They said, "Well, he's about $2,000 under what
Yeah.
the lowest we could get."
Cool.
So we called him back and said, "We take it."
Yeah. Yeah. All right, here's my next question. If you could have any superpower, which one would it be?
X-ray vision.
Rick says X-ray vision.
The ability to read minds.
The ability to read minds.
Talking to the dead.
Talking to the dead. Gosh, here's another one. You just don't think about stuff like this. You know, superpower, which one would it be?
It'd be scary though if you could read minds.
Oh, you would not like anybody.
It'd
You
be
would hate
scary.
everybody.
It'd be scary.
That's
You-
why you should go with X-ray vision.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
You
know
don't
why.
have, you don't have to read any minds.
I know why.
yeah, but then all you're seeing is bones.
I know why you want X-ray vision, you old dog.
I don't know. I'd want to be able to cure disease.
Yes,
Cure-
that's a very good power.
Cure disease. That's right.
Dickie Kendall like to have power over the weather.
Oh well, yeah, that would be interesting too.
don't-
Chris says sell most white and black and silver
What's that?
cars.
Well, I'd say that those are the standard colors
Yeah.
and that probably sell the most for that very reason.
Vicky said she'd a red or a yellow car.
Right? Yeah, she's got a nice little yellow. Oh, what's that thing called?
Car.
It's a car. Yeah, it's a 2-door convertible Pontiac. Fairly, newer. Well, newer, not an old car, but it's newer. What the heck they call those things? I saw one last night. All right, here we go. Let's play a quick one. Drop your favorite word in the comments. Play a quick one. What's your favorite word in the comments? This will be interesting.
I can't even see.
Kevin Martin would like to have the power of animal communication.
Oh, there you go.
Kevin Martin.
Animal communication.
Animal communication.
I'm going to eat you.
You still animal looking at you and you
Don't eat me,
stupid
please,
son.
don't eat me.
Yeah, can you imagine what they think of us?
I'd like to whiz on your leg.
What's your favorite word?
My favorite word?
Just your favorite word.
Oh Lord, I don't know.
Favorite word.
Yeah, what's your favorite word? What's your go-to word? That's what the question asked. I didn't come up with this.
It depends on the situation.
But,
The question is, let's play a quick one. Drop your favorite word in the comments. Like the people in the comments, they put kindness, faith, kiss, positivity, humble, glory, overcomer, faith,
My
loyalty,
most common word, probably in my
faith, love.
vocabulary, is really.
bollocks. Somebody, what is it?
Really.
bollocks.
Really? What's your favorite word?
Bollocks.
Kevin's word is money.
Money, money,
Humble.
money, money, money. What?
Humble.
Humble. Okay, Rick, what's your favorite word? What's your go-to word?
It's a number, Charlie.
69. That's 2 words. That's 2 words.
Well,
It
we
all
have to
depends.
ask. We
It
have
all
to ask.
depends on how close you put the number.
We have to ask Kevin to rule on that.
That is
Kevin,
2
is
words.
that one word?
That's 2 words.
Vicky Kendall, love.
Love. I played that song last night. Remember that song? I'm just a love machine. Yeah. What would be my favorite word? Oh boy, we got somebody going the wrong way on a one-way street out here. Wow.
That probably scares you when you first come down the street. I'm going the wrong way down Main
Wow.
Street.
Dang. Well, I tell you, we about saw a wreck this morning. We're pulling up to the light there, laundromat's to my left, my office is to my right, and the stoplight's there, and there's a car in front of us, and the light turned green, and the car in front of us took off, and this car coming from Washington Courthouse stopped in the middle of the intersection. Come about that far from hitting them. It was not good. So what would be my favorite word? Geez, I don't know. What do you think? What would be a good word?
I don't know.
I have to think.
Freedom. Mark Rogers.
Ooh, freedom. That's a good one. Yeah, freedom. I'm gonna say,
I know what the word is you use the most. But.
but yeah,
That's true.
I haven't used it much lately.
Charlie's
You
the
guys have broke me of that. I'm gonna give you my favorite word.
All right.
Saved.
No.
Saved. There we go. Dennis Surface, let me know when you're home. I'll see what I can do. All right, that's my lawnmower. I go to mow my lawn yesterday, get it started, which it doesn't start right since I had it fixed.
I thought he was your egg man.
He is my egg man too, which we have any egg cartons for them. Start the mower up, and it finally gets started. So I start mowing. I mow about 15 feet, dead. Then I put oil in it because I could tell, but it was weird because, like when I put oil in it, I could see where the oil was like on the stick, but it wasn't like that good solid black mark. You know what I mean? You could just see that it had oil in it.
Good solid what?
When you see the oil, it has in that range. You can tell whether you need to add or not.
Right.
I didn't see that. I just saw that it was wet, basically.
It was
Does
wet.
that make sense?
Wet.
Yeah.
So,
I told you about that motor I got there. I still got laying there at the shop. And the principal was a principal. He's over.
oh, he blew up the mower, yeah.
Yeah, his neighbor put 80 weight
Oh,
grease.
80 weight?
80 weight oil in it, yeah.
I just had some 5W30 in there, 5W20 I put in. And it wasn't enough, but I thought, well, if I can get it to where I can at least get it pulled back in the garage,
Yeah.
I couldn't even do
I'm
that.
watch putting a 5 weight oil in a mower like that.
Huh?
I'm gonna watch putting a 5 weight in.
Really?
10, 30, something like that. Usually about.
All right. Well, Dennis is at least going to look at it today. I have a feeling it's going to be dumb. I think it's leaking like where you have the screw that you put it on the side.
Oh, yeah. Don't plug.
I think that's probably where it's
Is it
leaking.
loose?
And I didn't have a wrench that size, I don't think, so I just put some pliers on, see if it.
They're usually a half inch.
I couldn't get it to move. So,
Wow.
but I don't get it. I
Did they
don't
change
know.
oil on it?
Well, I just paid $150. They did everything to it. And Dennis was the one who did it. So,
Huh.
all right. Well, I don't see any more. There's just several questions that popped up on this app I used, and I thought, well, I'll ask those this morning. But I think I am out of them.
There you
Huh?
go. I finally got to the point where I could actually, of course, the comments were on and then they disappeared. So.
That happens with me all the time.
I had to pick up.
What's that?
Yesterday when I stopped over and took that flower over to Brandy's, and I told the girls that the free movies were coming up in July, and they said, "Well, what are they? What are they?" And I'm like, "Oh God, I'm trying to remember what they are."
Yeah. And somebody else was putting on there this morning. They were looking for things for kids to do this summer, and we got to remember that the free movies
Hang on,
Wednesdays at 1 o'clock
I
here
went
at
out and
Murphy.
picked up a list.
Right.
And
You got various Bible schools that usually go on
yeah,
during the
Bible
summer.
schools. Yep.
And that's always a good thing to occupy idle minds.
Jerry, do you have any today in history too? Well, let's just give them the list, and then let's do some today in history.
Well, here's the these are the free movies coming up in July here at the Murphy. July 2nd, Surf's Up. July 9th, Lilo and Stitch. On July 16th, it's going to be Big Hero 6. I don't think I've ever seen that.
I don't think I have either.
We got to go together.
We should.
On July
We should all go.
July 23rd, it's going to be Shrek. And July 30th, it's going to be Robot. I've never seen that movie either.
Robot?
Right.
I've seen Shrek.
Is that the one with the Oriental girl that is in that movie?
I don't
Robot?
think I've seen Lilo and
No,
Stitch.
it's an animated movie.
Crystal never watched it.
But
Her thing was Nemo.
Yeah, Devo, and don't you remember Shark Boy and Lava Girl?
Yep.
Oh my God.
Shark Boy.
We watched
Lava.
Shark Boy and Lava Girl 100 times probably. She loved that shit.
still say, I've got that DVD out to watch Sling Blade. I don't know how many times I just haven't sit down and watched it. I am going to watch that this week. It's a funny movie.
Sling Blade.
And also remember what you're supposed to watch starting Friday. Well, you could go and watch it now. The Netflix thing I told you about.
He's already forgotten.
Oh, I don't have Netflix.
He told you that the last time, Charlie.
Well, it's time to get it. You can get it like a free week for nothing. That's why they call it free.
I used to have Netflix until they started it, until they got to where they were catching up to people who was sharing.
Oh! Ah!
Well, I think even now, though, you still... If
You get 2 or 3 that you
you
can add.
get one extra membership that you can share
Yeah,
with a
you
relative.
could add people.
And they don't have to be... I don't think they have to be within the household.
Yeah.
Now, they may.
No, Crystal's on our Netflix.
Thanks. But they don't like it going once in North Carolina and once in Ohio.
Once again, I don't think that it matters. If
I don't think
if
it
they're,
does.
I don't know.
Squid Games, by the way, since you couldn't remember Squid Games.
You
What
wanna
is
do-
that about, Charlie?
It's,
Oh,
these
that's-
games, people get. I mean, they're real. It's a show. It's not. You know, it's fiction. But,
Sounds like a Hunger Games.
well, it's sort of like that, but it's. I mean, it's more like almost like the games we play. Like they play red light, green light. You know, green light, you gotta run toward the finish line. When it's red light, you gotta stop.
And then you get
And
shot.
then if you didn't stop in time, you get shot. You're done. And then they turn the green light on, you go again. Then if you don't make it over the line at the end, you get shot.
Jeez.
That's just one of the games. There's several games.
They have a cookie game where you have a
To cut the
needle,
cookies.
like a sewing needle, and you have got to cut this little shape out of this cookie, and whoever does it first, second, third,
Well, if you do it without
cooking
breaking,
the cookie.
if you do it keeping the shape of what you're cutting out intact, you go on. If you break it, you get shot.
Gee, man.
Sounds like there's a lot of shooting in there.
And but the cash prize is what, 5 million or
It
It's
goes up every
50
year.
million or something? Yeah, it's it's crazy.
So
It is.
what's going on in this day in history?
Yeah, let's do
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
You're the one that started that. You
This
asked.
day in history. In 1717, the Freemasons were founded in London.
There's Charlie. The secret society.
There you go.
They eat children.
In 1844, Charles Goodyear was granted a U.S. patent number 3633 for vulcanized rubber.
Is that like, does that have something to do with Spock?
Sounds like a bird.
Yeah.
Falconized rubber.
What that's what makes it the rubber tough enough to use for a
Pliable.
tire, isn't it?
Yeah, pliable.
Yeah.
Or strong?
Yes.
I thought that was the steel belts.
In 1922, the American Professional Football Association took the name of
The NFL.
in that National Football League. In 1940, TV cameras were used for the first time in a political convention as Republicans convened in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. In 1947, Kenneth Arnold reported seeing flying saucers over Mount Rainier, Washington. In 1964, the Federal Trade Commission announced that starting in 1965, cigarette manufacturers would be required to include warnings on their packages about the harmful effects of smoking.
Is that the Surgeon General warning, or
Yes,
is that
that's the surgeon.
that happened in '64? That long ago?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I didn't think it was that long ago.
yeah. Well, I don't know. They got on this crazy thing on Bob and Tom this morning about they used to give monkeys cigarettes,
Oh yeah.
and they said that they were talking about, man, said that'd be cool. You go in the zoo and the monkey breaks out his pack of cigarettes and he smacks them.
Yeah.
He pops one out and lights it up and he says, man, we're missing a lot.
The monkey bar down in Morrow, that guy, they throw everything in that cage for him. He drink beer, he smoke cigars, cigarettes.
In 1968, Resurrection City, a shantytown construction as part of the Poor People's March in Washington, D.C. was closed down by authorities. I was there the year after that happened, and that they had not restored the lawn there at the reflection pool where Resurrection City was at. And boy, I'll tell you what. Did you ever see pictures of that? That was a mess.
Say that again. What was it?
Resurrection City.
What is Resurrection City? And I don't know. What year was this?
It's some type of a protest.
1968. Yeah, it was.
See, I was only 4 years old.
Yeah.
So what was happening?
Well, it was a protest. It was a poor people's sit-in, but they went on the lawn.
Of the
at
White House?
The reflection pool.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't the White House.
It was at the reflection pool.
It was the
Lincoln Memorial.
No,
where the big,
it was the
big lawn that's out in front of it.
what's the big reflecting pool? What's that all out in front called?
Lincoln, it's in the mall.
The mall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The mall.
Well, that's in front of the Lincoln Memorial.
Yeah.
Not to be confused with Macy's.
Right. So what did they do?
They had cardboard. They had just little shanties built up out of anything. Cardboard, piece of wood, just
Yeah, made a mess of the place.
Oh yeah, and it was they hadn't restored it when we were there in '69, and you could see where it was worn down to just dirt up through there in places, and you could see where stuff had been. It was, but in 1982, U.S. Supreme Court ruled 5-4 that no president could be sued for damages connected with his actions taken while serving as president of the United States.
5-4.
In 1986, the Empire State Building was designated as a National Historic Landmark.
I've been at the top of it.
In 1997, the U.S. Air Force released a report titled The Roswell Report Case Closed, that dismissed the claims that an alien spacecraft had crashed in Roswell, New Mexico in 1947.
So Jerry, what's your thought on that? Did it or did it not?
I think it did.
My uncle was in the military back then, and he said yes.
Yeah, I think governments hide so much stuff from us. I'm sure they'd never tell
To
us.
protect us. To protect
It
us.
would be interesting. Well, that's like Pete Hegseth said on one of the Sunday morning shows. One of the women was trying to explain to Pete Hegseth the IRAM policies and stuff. And he goes to her, I think I know and have a little more information than you do on that.
Yeah.
You know, basically, shut up. You don't know what you're talking about.
In 1998, AT&T Corporation struck a deal to buy cable TV giant Telecommunications Incorporated for $31.7 billion. Here's what I was telling Rick about this morning. In 1998, Walt Disney World admitted its 600 millionth guest. Wonder how many they've had by now.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Did you see that Lincoln Memorial? Kevin Martin put reflecting pool holds approximately 6.75 million gallons of water.
Yeah.
So when you think of the reflecting pool, what's the first thought that comes into your mind?
I think of the apple blossoms.
Cherry blossom.
Cherry blossoms.
And I think of the movie Forrest Gump.
I do too. I think of that woman running in
Yeah.
the reflecting pool.
Now that shows where you guys go.
Yeah.
That's what I think of too, is Forrest.
Yes, Sabina, New Vienna, we're a lot alike.
Well, that and Martin Luther King's speech. I have a dream. So, I mean, just seeing that big crowd out there.
I got two more. 2002, the U.S. Supreme
Take as many
Court
as you want.
ruled that juries, not judges, must make the decision to give a convicted killer a death penalty.
Juries, not judges.
And in 2010, Apple released the iPhone 4. That's-
2010.
Yeah. And we're up
That's
to
this day.
16. 17 is going to be released in September. And it'll be $2,700.
I'm trying to think when ours is due. We got another year yet, don't we?
Next year, this will be the.
Another year for what?
3 years. We're on a 3-year plan.
Oh, yeah.
But I may switch. We play Verizon right now, and I like Verizon, but there's so many more plans out there that are more reasonable.
Mhm.
You know, that like you got that Mint mode. What's everybody uses their phone service? I'd be interested to know. We have Verizon. What do you use?
Verizon.
Verizon.
Yeah, well, the problem with anything other than the main phone companies are that if you go and they say, well, of course, we're on the same network,
Right.
they are, but there are two parts to most networks. There is part A and there's part B. Part A is the actual Verizon. Part B are some of these other companies that use their network, and
Yep.
they don't have the same access. So you don't get the same phone service.
Well, we had Boost for a while, and they were fine. Then we had
T-Mobile, but they suck.
T-Mobile was
Well,
terrible.
T-Mobile,
Vicky
once
has
again, the
Verizon.
problem between GSM and CDMA, they're two different phone technologies. One's European and one is used primarily here in the United States. But T-Mobile is on the other one, and it doesn't penetrate into buildings very well.
Yeah, T-Mobile's not
That's the
good.
problem.
Mark
You
Rogers
lose,
has
Patriot Mobile.
you lose second.
Never heard of Patriot Mobile. Is
Okay.
it a pretty good
That's
deal?
Sean Hannity, I think.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think he's the one that promotes Patriot Mobile. But
Trump's coming
any
out with
any
Trump's got his own phone service
yeah,
coming out.
any company that has a phone service that is not on the major network, you're getting a second tier of phone service. Now, the reason I stay with Verizon is because I need it for business. If you don't need it for business, it doesn't really matter
Right.
if you don't care about having phone calls dropped and things like that.
I don't even have my phone on where it rings. Or if it doesn't recognize your number, you're going right to voicemail.
My Verizon plan was locked in. I don't know how many years I've had it, and it stayed the same price.
Well, they used to be Verizon. Most of the major phone companies, a few years back, went to instead of 2 years to 3 years.
Yeah.
And Verizon didn't do that until about I don't know, probably been a
Year,
year.
or two ago, because ours is on 3 years through
Yeah.
Verizon.
Well, and I've got some.
We're about done with the second year,
I think my 2-year plans, because see, I've got both.
Man.
because I've continued to buy phones and
Yeah.
iPads and stuff like that. I think
Can't pass up them deals.
yeah, I think that like for instance, the latest rounds of things that I bought, like the 16, the watch, the latest iPad, which is upstairs, those are all on a 3-year plan. But everything else is on a 2. But you know, the whole point that they do that is, yes, your monthly payment, if you finance the device, goes down, but you pay for their service for an extra year. And that's the whole idea. They want to keep you from churning.
Mark Rogers says when you call customer service at his, a actual American answers, you push 1 for English.
Yeah, that's AI.
But that's funny.
Yeah.
Still, you know.
Yeah.
That's out there. Well, I tell you what, let's do some local birthdays. I got a couple anniversaries today too, and we could go ahead and do the stars' birthdays. But have you heard anything from?
No, and if he contacts me, it'll probably be on. Well, I'm trying to think whether I get that. It probably would come on the phone, but I haven't seen anything yet.
We used to have Nextel until the towers changed and we couldn't get service on the farm. I think they were bought out. I think they were too. We used to have Nextels for our employees because they had a walkie-talkie.
And 2-way,
Well,
yeah.
I think what people don't realize is most phone companies, including companies like Verizon and T-Mobile, they don't own their phone towers. They're managed towers that other companies own, and they lease space on the towers to the various phone companies. So it's not like that's a Verizon tower, that's a T-Mobile tower.
Then
Yes,
AT&T
their equipment's located on it, but these management companies, they own the towers and manage them.
But doesn't AT&T, didn't they build a lot of those towers?
Initially, there might have been a lot of companies that did that, but they don't do that anymore. It just doesn't make any financial sense.
I'll tell you what, the old, what was that, track phones? Oh my God, those things were. Remember those?
Horrible.
Remember those?
Track phones.
Yeah.
It's like, you know, you can go back to facsimile machines, fax machines.
Yep.
And I probably had one of the first fax machines that they had out there when I had my transmission shops in Arizona, because we'd send information back and forth, because I had multiple locations. But then I actually sold pagers. Remember when everyone had a pager?
Was mayor
Oh,
20
yeah.
years ago. I had a
Everyone,
I had to
and
wear
they had
pagers.
color pagers, you know, different colors and stuff like that. And then of course the cell phones started kicking in, and you know, it started, like I said, with the bag phone and me selling those
I have
fake
bag phone.
those fake antennas that you could stick on the back of your car.
That Riata I have has the phone option, and I don't know what the phone's going, but the post coming up off of there with all the gear that it sits in is still in the car.
Yeah,
And
I
then-
It's got the
bag
antenna
phone.
with the hole in the back
remember,
glass.
you know, the initial phones, you know, were you know, like this long.
I've got a bag phone
and-
at home.
Yeah, well, the bag phones and
I
the
think I got
the
rid.
point with the bag phone was you could carry it from the car.
Right.
You know, you'd carry it around with
Yeah.
you, so people would be able to actually have it with them.
Exactly.
That was the mobile phone of the initial day.
Yeah.
What was funny was I bought that at a sale. I think it was Furno. I bought it. They were having an auction sale, some stuff out of the warehouse, and this bag phone was in there. Well, Jerica was just little, and she had that phone out. And she's wanted to know if she could look at it, and she had it out. She's punching buttons on it, you know. All of a sudden, she goes, and she gets a surprised look, and she says, "Dad, there's a lady on here." I said, "Crap." I said, "Don't tell me that." I said, "That phone's not even got service," and it was an operator, because I took the phone and listened, and it was an operator and said that we could get service if we wanted it for that phone, and I'm thinking, what?
That's like Sirius. You
Wow.
know,
Yeah.
if you want Sirius,
It
you
was
know.
crazy.
Well, here's some of the birthdays, anniversaries today. Todd, Ashley Reynolds, it's their anniversary. Jenny and Brian Passars, 31 years. Congratulations, guys. Lynn Hamilton dies. She was an iconic 1970s actress, just so you know. I just flopped up on my phone. Mackenzie Cooper, her birthday today. Dane the Machine. I'm going live from the hospital.
Yeah, there you go.
Thompson. This is Dean Thompson. I'm live from the hospital.
Yeah.
Andrea Moore. Mike Gentry. Jarrett Ness. Todd Kessler. Brent Abbott. Rhonda Gibson Wilson. And Larry Fogel. Their birthdays today. Let's see, Vicki Kendall, 911 still works on phones with no service, true.
Yeah.
On average, the total cost to build a cell tower in the United States is only $250,000. And there's a bunch of them. I mean, yeah, everywhere you look, when you get out in the country, you see towers everywhere.
Yeah.
So,
What amazes me is how you can get down through the mountains and you never lose service, man. I mean, it stays right there.
yeah. Mark Rogers, my daughter Shawnee, is 31 today. Oh, happy birthday, Shawnee Rogers. There we go,
Happy
31.
birthday.
Yeah, and you guys, anytime you guys have birthdays, just tell them on here, because we'll be glad to shout them out. That's not a problem. We've got our celebrity birthdays, but Rick has left the building. He had to go potty, so when he gets back,
It's hard to tell what he did.
there he comes.
He's back.
We'll do celebrity birthdays now.
He didn't
There we
go
go.
potty because he got back.
Did you have to wait for me to do the celebrity?
Yeah, we
birthdays?
were waiting for you.
Like,
Celebrity
was
birthdays.
was this like a one-trick pony or something?
The first one I got is Mick Fleetwood Mac drummer.
82.
High, that's high.
72.
That's low.
78.
78. Ding, ding, ding,
There
ding,
you go.
ding,
There
ding,
you go,
ding,
Rich.
ding, ding. All right. The next one is Peter Weller. He's an actor. He's been in Batman. He's the
RoboCop.
RoboCop, right? Yeah, the Riddler, I think, in Batman. Peter Weller,
68.
higher.
Yeah, he's got to be 79.
That's just a little bit high.
77.
That's just a little bit low.
78.
78.
78.
She wasn't paying attention. Yeah. Lionel Messi.
Who's that?
Soccer. He's like the best soccer player in the world right now. Lionel Messi. People pay extraordinary amounts of money to go watch this man play soccer.
34.
Is he American?
No.
I'm not interested.
I think he's Argentine. 34 is
Make
low.
American soccer great again.
Low.
36.
That is low.
36 is low.
Yeah.
39.
That's just a little bit high.
38.
38. There you go. 38.
Keep throwing you guys these softballs.
Yeah, there you go.
All right. Erin Moriarty. Pretty blonde actress. She's in The Boys and Jessica Jones. Should be right up your alley, Mr. Phillips. There you go.
She's blonde and young. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
26.
Older than that.
32.
That's just a little bit high.
31.
31. There you go.
Yeah, she's in the ballpark, Charlie.
That's what I thought.
It's
Thanks.
a high end.
Yeah,
Jay-
she's getting towards the high end because, I mean, you know, my last wife was 31 right now, so I might have to go down a little.
J.J. Redick. Basketball player. I think he's retired
Oh, it's a
NBA.
he.
Retired
Well,
NBA.
JJ, you don't know.
Yeah,
Could be a
JJ
male,
Redick.
could be a female.
Right. Retired male basketball player.
What team did he play for? Details.
You know, he played for Kentucky in college, but I can't remember who he played
well, as
for.
long as he played for UK,
51.
It's
51's too high.
okay. 43.
43 is high.
Wow.
39.
39
Just
is low.
a little bit
No,
low.
just it's low.
40.
40 is just a little bit low.
41.
41. There you go. George Pataki, the old governor of New York, right?
Yeah.
How old is George Pataki?
74.
Higher.
81.
Just a little bit high.
80.
80. There we go. Last one. Lauren Roberts, professional golfer, now plays on the senior tour. Just give you a little hint there.
58.
Senior tour.
58.
That's too low.
Really?
69.
That's just a little bit low.
70.
70. There you go. You got to set Rachel up all day if you guys are betting. That would make this more fun. Everybody's got to bet a dime on each one of these. Whoever gets it gets the dimes. That would be interesting. All right. That'd make it. You guys would be serious.
Charlie's getting
then.
into this betting thing.
You,
I know.
You guys would be. You guys
I
would
tried to
be
tell
into
you.
it then.
Try to tell you.
Shoot, I haven't. I bet the other day is the first time I bet probably in 2 months. I just don't. I'm so busy with everything else. I just don't think about it. All right. We have chain connection up, but should we wait? Are we going to have Stevie or not?
Mark says his daughter Shawnee is 31 today.
Yep, we already said that.
Well, that's interesting. My feed is coming up like one at a time, and then it disappears.
Oh, I got a big list. I got Vicky Kendall 78, Vicky Kendall 78, Vicky Kendall 41, Vicky Kendall 80. So what you got? So at least mine's keeping up today, which I'm pretty happy about.
Yeah.
Now it's 9:15. It's time to take a break.
I've got one.
And our break today is brought to you by Chaz's DJ Service. We will be tonight at Chubby's Pizza.
Hey.
Come get your. It's not gonna rain
In the
tonight.
rain
Stop
and the
it.
Thunder
Come
showers.
get your chubby on.
Come get your chubby on.
There
Chubby's
you go.
Pizza tonight. And then the DJ service
What
Thursday.
time is that?
Let me
That
see what
is
the weather
5
is
to
today.
8. 5 to 8.
Lancaster weather.
Thursday we will be at Fresh Pizza and Cream. Now it could rain there. Friday we're at the Wilmington Food Truck Rally. And tomorrow on the show we got Mr. Diet Coke himself, Tom Breckle.
You're going to be okay today and tomorrow
Yep.
in Blanchester.
And Friday, we've got a guy named John Warden plus Bill Lehrman rolling in. Thursday, we should have the Fayette County Connection.
It's going to rain Thursday,
So-
Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday.
I'm okay, cause I don't have anything Saturday, Sunday, Monday.
And the temperatures are not going to be out of the high 80s, low 90s for the foreseeable future.
Oh, I know I was going to look up. Hang on a minute. I'm going to try to tell you some of the groups that's going to be at the food truck rally. Well, here we go. Clinton County, Ohio EMA, isolated severe storms, possibility, gusty winds, lightning, 91 degrees.
He's saying tonight?
Tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
Tomorrow.
You're okay then, Charlie.
Did you see his bulletin yesterday he put out about the let's see, National Terrorism Advisory System? Summary of the threat to the United States. Did you guys get that yesterday? You should have if you're on his list. Homeland Security.
I don't recall getting it, but you're saying that now they're including that in the emergency management?
Yeah, here, I'll read it to you.
I got it through a message through the village, believe it or not.
The ongoing Iran conflict is causing a heightened threat environment in the United States. Low-level cyber attacks against U.S. networks
Well, and
by
that's probably what's
pro-Iranian
happening with
activists
Spectrum.
are likely. Cyber actors affiliated with the Iranian government may conduct attacks against U.S. networks. Iran also has a long-standing commitment to target U.S. government officials it views as responsible for the death of an Iranian military commander killed in January 2020. The likelihood of violent extremists in the homeland independently mobilizing to violence in response to the conflict will likely increase if Iranian leadership issued a religious ruling calling for retaliatory violence against targets in the homeland. Multiple recent homeland terrorist attacks have been motivated by anti-Semitic or anti-Israel sentiment, and the ongoing Israel-Iran conflict could contribute to the U.S. based individuals plotting additional attacks. So there you go. Yeah, that come like in our normal weather messages.
So anyway, what we're basically saying is that some of what we're experiencing with what's going on with Spectrum or other phone networks or internet networks could be a result of attacks on the infrastructure of the U.S.
Right.
from bad actors.
What backtivists or something they call them? Hacktivists.
Hacktivists?
Well, yeah, it was a strange hacktivists, I think. So
Oh, hacktivists. Yeah, like in hacking.
Yeah. Some of the people that will be there out at the food truck rally Friday night from 5 to 8, or 4 to 8, excuse me, is Home Cooked Vibes. Don't know them.
That's new, isn't it?
Yeah, the Tea Trailer will be there. Tea Trailer, I got this Fresca coconut drink last time. Oh my, it was good. Holmes Custom Woodworking will be there. Here's Rick's favorite place. Hot Flash Eats will be there.
Hot flash.
Hot Flash Eats, I know. I don't know if I want it. That sounds like something Rick could eat. Hot Flash Eats, there you go. Little Bear will be there. Mama G's Cool Treats will be there. That'll be the one that gets all the business.
I think Little Bear had moved out to Greene County now. Actually, there was 3 bears. We didn't realize it, but they brought them in. They relocated them. We saw the bear.
Yeah.
There were 3 bears. They were brought in. They've now since moved on into Greene County. So I don't know what
They're Huzzy Pike, yeah, last time I saw them.
Yeah, I don't know
Heard about them.
I don't know what the point of all that was, but
Just
Was
they,
Goldie-
they
the
did
bear has its own Facebook page.
They
Was
had-
Goldilocks with them?
they had tracker
3 bears?
units on them.
Yeah.
All 3 of them had trackers on.
Mama G's Cool Treats will be there. Mama G's. So there you go. It looked like there's about 15, 16 vendors. Obviously, Becker's Burgers will be there.
I haven't heard anything from or about what's the one ice cream truck that was.
Abby and Bruce Beam, yeah, I'm not sure where
I
they
haven't heard anything about it.
I think I've seen them out a couple times. I don't know if they'll show up or not at this one.
What is that truck?
They're probably, they got a funny name. What is the name of that truck?
Twisty something.
Mr. Twisty.
Yeah, Mr. Twisty. Yeah.
Yeah, it sounds like a daggone horror movie. Mr. Twisty.
Is Doc gonna be out there with these dogs out there?
I don't think so.
Wow.
I don't know.
I don't think he is. I think really, in all
He's
honesty,
looking at giving it up. I
he can't take the heat.
Really?
Well, I mean, and he's working over a grill, you know.
He can't take the heat, and he's gonna do. Let's get personal.
think. Yeah. Something not right with that picture, is it, Jerry?
Something ain't right.
Looking ahead to next week, next week, guys, 4th of July already. But we got a treat coming in next Tuesday, guys.
What's that?
Robo Pizza.
Oh, really?
Robo Pizza's coming next Tuesday.
Charlie gets his garlic pizza again.
I hope so. At last 2 times I've been at an event where they're at, they haven't had it.
No, it's a special deal.
Maybe it's not as big a.
A week from Friday is July 4th.
Wow.
We have Blanchester. We got 2 DJ jobs that day. We got the Blanchester Car Show. And then we have the food truck rally for 4th of July out at the Denver Williams Park.
It's hard to think about, but just think, the days are getting shorter again.
Oh,
I
yeah.
know.
As of the last week,
Yeah, last Friday was the longest day of the year. Yeah.
summer solstice.
I hate that.
Yeah, I know. Joe Holder's watching. How you doing, Joe?
Hi, Joe.
What's Vicky say there? I don't have it up.
Sleeper cells will cause issues in the U.S.
Yeah, they could. They could cause
Well,
issues.
they said something to the effect that there were literally 1,500 Iranian, we'll call them undercover people, that even during the Biden administration had been discovered. So you can imagine how many got through or were welcomed with open arms.
All right. Well, do you guys want to wait for a while longer, or you want to get in and play the game? I would say he's not coming if he hasn't called yet.
Yeah, I can't tell, but it doesn't matter. Let's go ahead and play the game.
All right. Do you want to play?
Because we're so
Oh,
anxious.
Rachel wants to play today.
So it's Rachel against
You
Jerry.
want to come over? Okay, come over and sit by Jerry there.
Yeah.
Or you can sit in the middle
Just sit
here.
in the middle.
Rachel, just don't block him in.
Yes.
He may need to make a.
I'm doing well, so I'm done. I've done pretty good so far, but
Now, once Rachel sits down and gets in there, Steve will come in.
yeah.
That's all right. Then we'll just have 2 on 2.
You good?
So
Okay.
should we wait for another
That's a
minute?
pretty blouse.
Yeah.
Is that a blouse?
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
like that.
Yep.
Flowers.
So, do we want to kill a few more minutes and wait on
No,
it?
let's go.
All right.
Steve, normally if Steve's going to come in, it's 1/4 after. So
Yeah.
he may have something else going on today.
All right. Would you like to pick the column, Rachel? Or would you like to go first? The evil emperor is there to assist both of you.
Colin?
No, that was not Steve.
Okay. A or B? We want
A.
A. She goes with A. That means Jerry's going with B. And Jerry goes first. Now, I will tell you my scores on both of these.
Here we
I
go.
don't know.
On A, I got a 90. And on B, I got a 90.
Oh,
So,
So
all right.
they're equally lame.
So you're doing A, right?
Yeah.
Well, there's one I got tripped up on each
well,
one.
let us begin.
So here we go. Jerry, you might run this.
Oh, no.
All right, here we go. Puppy L.
Puppy love.
Love L.
Love.
This is one that got me. I
Love
think.
letter.
Love letter. You may get this. Letter C.
Letter C. Letter C. Letter C. Letter C.
No clue for me. Letter C, Jerry.
Letter.
No pressure. Don't get nervous.
Letter C. Letter carrier.
Letter carrier. Did you get
He
L?
pulled,
No.
he pulled it out.
No.
He pulled it out.
Carrier P.
Carrier pigeon.
Here we go. He may run it.
Well, then Rachel will have to come back and run hers.
Pigeon H.
Pigeonhole.
Pigeonhole. I did. Yeah. That's the first thing I think of.
Sorry,
All right.
Rachel. I'll help you.
For the run. Here we go. For the run. Here we go. For the win.
Well,
but
wait
not
a
the
minute.
win.
Jerry's
win.
got the run.
Yeah, he does.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Rick, don't bring it up, man. I've been doing good so far.
Whole P.
What is it?
Whole P.
Hole punch.
That's it. Whole punch.
Wow.
He ran it.
Impressive,
You
Jerry.
did better than I did on it. All right, Rachel, here you go. Closer L.
Look.
Look.
That's
Look.
pretty good.
Wait a minute. Let me give Jerry's hint here. Look, you.
Up.
Up T.
Time.
Oh, no, you don't want to give it. Up T.
Uptown.
Uptown. Yeah.
I looked even there. Uptown. Town.
Didn't like my uptime.
Town H.
Townhouse.
Townhouse. Dang, she's running it too. Sorta.
Well, she's on her way.
Hey, how you doing? House H.
Outside.
Yep.
House hunting? Okay. Hold on, don't run away. She's got money for you. Hunting G.
Hunting G, like grounds? Hunting.
Hunting ground.
There you go. You guys both tied today.
All right. Way to go, Rachel.
When you coming back?
This is impressive.
When you want to come back?
This is
I tell you
anytime
what,
want.
let me look here real quick. How about next Monday? Tuesday. Next Tuesday. That is, well, we got Robo Pizza coming Tuesday.
Okay,
How about Wednesday? Next Wednesday.
I will look and make sure, but that should be fine.
All right, I'm putting you in.
Okay.
Becca,
Tell Sean we said hi.
tell Sean to come too.
His little.
Right, so you gotta go back to the,
No problem.
Well, he's on. Alright, but you. See ya. See ya.
So I've got Becca down for next Wednesday. All right. Man, that's the quickest game that's been right there.
Yeah, that was really
Both,
quick.
both teams ran it.
Yeah.
It wasn't as much fun as yesterday's though.
Oh, God.
You guys were laughing your butts off
Wow.
yesterday when we did that.
Yeah.
All right. So, what big 4th of July plans does everybody have?
Work.
We're not on that day, right? So,
No, we're not
I
on.
really don't have any plans. I'll tell you what, I haven't been to a fireworks display in years. And I love
I
fireworks.
well,
avoid.
come up and hang out.
I avoid crowds.
And yeah, I guess that's probably why.
The only fireworks that I used to go to, I didn't have any problem because I sat out on the porch at one of my favorite bars in Mount Adams and
There you
watched
go.
the fireworks from my.
Come out next Friday. Come out to the park. We got food trucks there too. So did you figure out what I got?
The belt buckle.
Oh, that was $3.
The belt buckle.
Yeah, I thought I might be able to make some money on it. Here, give me that belt buckle. Let's see if I can sell that belt buckle. On
He's
here.
going to try to sell it.
Yeah,
Well, if you do, Charlie, that will be the first time we've started our live
There you
sale
go.
show.
Here you go. And what's bad is I just told everybody what I gave for
Yeah.
it. That's a nice belt buckle.
Maybe they weren't paying attention.
Huh?
Maybe they weren't paying attention.
Well, no, you didn't call. We just ended the game.
Oh, I texted.
You did? Oh, well, I can't tell because
Oh, because you
we
used
have
that
to
phone.
restart. We're going to have to restart the run.
This is
It's-
WWE.
things have been acting strange about the network.
Really?
Because we still have to use Spectrum down here. The
We
first
should-
first thing we have to figure out is how we get the fiber down here. I think I may buy that unit that broadcasts further.
We could still play the game again. I could bring up a game.
Yeah, at 9:07. I said 9:30 if you need me.
Oh, no.
Sorry.
Here we go. I
See,
got this.
you got to be careful about blocking Jerry in because Jerry has a situation.
Jerry's getting over.
Jerry has a situation.
I'm good.
And a stomach situation.
Oh,
I'm good.
So,
Anybody need a belt buckle? I got a belt buckle right here.
There's
$4.
sit over here.
It was something I ate.
Jerry may have to jump up and.
Oh, I'm good so far. What you got?
Little belt buckle.
Oh, wow.
$4. That's worth $4, isn't
See
it?
that.
Started out $4. Give me four. I'll take $4. Frankie Wolf to celebrate the 4th. I'm going to England. I know you are.
Well, that's neat.
Yep. $4. Anybody interested? What is that? Turquoise?
England.
Yeah.
England.
Fake turquoise?
England.
$4.
England.
$4.
Seem to be missing microphones.
Yeah, well, because we
Yeah,
don't have
because
the.
we're just
We're
off.
using the camera
camera.
and Verizon.
$4?
because We think that it's the Iranians screwing with us.
Oh, I believe that.
Hello.
Anybody interested in my belt buckle?
See you.
This is the second time it's happened in, we had problems, what was the other day we had problems?
Hi, Teresa.
Friday? Was it Friday that we
We
had
had
problems?
Oh,
spirit
Teresa
problems
must
the
be
other day.
watching.
Well, that was when the ghost was here.
Traitor.
Yeah.
There was a ghost here, Steve.
That's a lot of delay there. I'm just now sitting down.
Yeah.
Yep, we have a
I got a
little
ton of
delay.
delay on
That's why we want the
That,
fiber.
that's Verizon. That's the Verizon delay.
Yeah, well, yeah, we're just Verizon. Well, okay, listen. We can have another little game.
All right, let's do it.
Tell everybody
Um,
what's going on.
Oh, good.
Did you know,
Thank you.
Steve, for the first time, was this the first time that that both
Both
of them ran?
teams ran the.
Jerry and Rachel ran their,
No.
yeah.
Yeah.
Ran it?
And
No,
Charlie
ran it.
only got a 90 on each of them.
Yeah, I
and
only
they
got
ran.
90.
Probably
It
just,
was
as,
beat me.
well that I wasn't here.
Well, now here we go. No, but we're gonna play this a little different today.
I would have
no.
mucked up the game.
What are we
Uh-huh.
doing now?
No, we're gonna do this a little different because I can only run one thing at a time here.
What are you talking about?
Well, while he's looking, what's exciting going on with Murphy?
Oh my goodness, thanks for asking.
Steve's kind of thinking about it
What's
now.
today, Tuesday?
Yes, this is Tuesday all day, Steve.
Let's see, today's Tuesday, not much. Wednesday, not a lot. Thursday, not a whole bunch. We'll have theology on Thursday. Friday, we have a movie.
Don't you have trivia tonight?
No, first Tuesday of every month.
Oh, it said on the board, but I guess this isn't the first Tuesday.
Smarty Pants Trivia, first Tuesday of it's our big 35th anniversary, Tuesday, July 1st. Everyone gets a free hot dog, that comes to play. Bun will cost you $1.
Ah.
So yeah, we've done 35 of those. You know, when we first
35 trivias. Yeah.
35. Yeah, when we first started, we had like 3 or 4 people. We weren't sure,
Yeah.
and now you call ahead to reserve a spot. So it's turned out to be a moderate hit.
Moderate hits.
A moderate hit.
All right, we're gonna go on
What do we
best
got?
score.
Best score.
So do you want to go first or second?
What do you mean best score?
Well, I'm using just one column at a time, and I'm gonna give hints. And you get a score up to 100. Okay.
That sounds
So it'll be
screwed
you against Jerry.
All
Here we
right.
go. We'll see who gets the best score.
I don't even know what we're doing.
I don't either, but
It's the same game.
it's the same game.
Oh, okay.
Same game.
All right. Go.
All right. So you want to go first or second?
Second.
All right, Jerry. Here you go. Brass R.
Skirt.
What?
Raccoon.
What do you say?
You're already
Brass.
starting off
Brass.
Brass raccoon.
Nah.
That was
Did you say brass? Something?
Brass.
Brass.
that was
R.
Yeah.
Not brass A.
No brass
brass
B?
raccoon.
No brass B, Charlie.
No, it's not. Well, I thought. No, it's
I'm gonna
not
put in
monkey,
what I
brass.
think it is.
No, it's-
I
go
can't
with
do
raccoon.
that.
Brass R.
You
brass.
have to enter it?
Yeah, I don't even know what it is.
Oh. Brass
Brass.
R? So it's brass.
Oh,
It's
I
not-
know.
I think I know
I know
what
it.
it is.
What the heck are you guys doing? Brass ring.
Oh,
That's
not
it.
what I thought.
Well, that may not be it. Let's
No,
see.
that is it.
Well, let's see.
I know it is.
I was gonna say rail.
Brass ring is right.
Oh,
Thank you.
Ring S.
Camera.
S.
A ring camera.
spaghetti.
Ring S.
Spaghetti.
No. Ring. Ring.
That'd have to be SpaghettiOs.
Ring S.
Ring S.
Ring S. Ring. Ring
Spill.
size. Ring.
Ring spill. I'd go with spill.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Ring split.
Ring S.
Ring.
Sound.
Ooh.
Oh. This is,
Rick, don't.
Somebody put some up there.
Yes, Rick. Rick, you just stop it. Stop sending. I'll do this. There we go.
You're just turning it so you can see it.
You figured me out.
ring
Ring
S.
size.
No, you saw. You saw.
No, I didn't.
Rick, stop.
No, you had your hand over
Stop
it.
that, Rick.
Size is correct.
I'm yelling that.
Size D. Not double D. D.
Size
Wasn't
matters
the one
now.
yesterday size matters?
Yeah.
Size
Size D.
Size down.
No.
Let me see if that's it.
I would-
That's right.
Is it?
What?
Down U.
Under. Or over.
Down you?
Down under.
Oh, where'd you come up with
Why
that,
not even
Jerry?
show up? Why
Well,
am I-
you know, you get a chance to tie, even if he runs it.
Great.
Down under's right. Under P.
Under who? T?
Under P.
P.
Under P.
Under pressure. Under.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Under,
I want to go with
Pants.
under pressure.
underpants.
Under pressure.
That's it,
Pants,
Steve.
there you go.
Underpants.
Oops.
Is pressure right?
That's what I'm looking. Hang on.
Hold on to your britches.
Hold on to your underpants.
Hold on to my
Under
feet.
pressure is right. He ran the board.
Oh, wow.
No pressure.
Now
No
it's-
pressure on me.
All
Now
right,
it's up to
here you go,
Steve.
Steve. So you got
I'm
100.
truly under
Go,
pressure.
Steve. You
Is
can
that-
do it.
Is that your cheat sheet?
You
got
can
your
do it.
sheet?
This is the movies coming to the Murphy Theater all of July. Free movies.
Nesting D.
Nesting.
That's a weird
So
one.
we have,
I know, that is weird.
we have ducks. We have nesting.
Oh, I bet that might be it.
No,
Yeah.
no.
Nesting.
Dove.
I don't have the answers.
Doves. Nesting doves.
Doves,
Nesting.
ducks.
Nesting. The first thing that came to my mind was ducks.
I think that
Go
might
with
be it.
duck.
And I saw baby ducks this morning while I was walking the dogs.
Aw.
Oh, that's sweet.
Nesting D-O. Oh, that'd be doves. then.
Nesting ducks.
Maybe
ducks.
it's doves.
Nesting dogs.
That's how I spelled ducks.
You should have took the first
D-O.
one, Seek.
Yeah.
Nesting
D-O-X.
dogs. Nesting dogs.
Nesting D-O. Nesting doors. Nesting.
Doves.
Okay, nesting doves.
That's what I'm thinking. Since
I've already lost.
I like your ducks, to be honest with you.
I've already lost. What's.
Steve says, what's the point?
That's still not right. And now you're gonna get it because I got it now.
Well,
Nesting
especially if it's only 3 letters.
D-O-L.
Nesting dolls? Nesting.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Really?
That's gotta be it.
What is
Russian
this?
nesting dolls.
What?
Yeah.
That's gotta
They-
be it.
It's the ones that go.
Oh, where there's one
Yeah.
inside
Yeah.
another, inside another, inside another. Yeah.
That was a
That's
toughie.
stupid.
Believe it or not,
Thank you.
believe it or not, that was the first thing I thought of.
Really,
Oh, come
dog?
on, Jerry.
And I thought that can't
He's
be
just
right.
bragging
Says
now.
the guy who gets everything
Yeah.
right.
Well, keep going.
What's your hat?
Doll F.
What is your hat?
Doll face, huh?
Dragons.
Oh,
Dave
Oh,
Dragons.
right.
I want
Doll.
to buy a Murphy hat.
Doll F.
Doll.
That's what I'm
Doll
Doll
face.
face.
That's what I'm
I'll
thinking.
go with whatever Jerry says.
Doll face. Okay.
Sounds good to me.
Yep. Face L.
Lift.
Liquor.
Lift.
It's not face liquor.
Lift is correct.
Why would I know that?
Lift T.
Lift. Lift truck. Lift toe. Lift face. No Vicky. Oh, that was for the last one. Vicky Kendall is chiming in.
Lift T.
Lift T. Lift
Tamale.
plural or no? I bet.
There's no plurals on this.
Okay. Lift.
No plurals.
Lift. Lift
First one I
truck.
thought it was the first one, Steve.
Lift truck sounds
Lift
like
truck?
the best one, Steve.
Lift truck.
That was the first one I thought of too.
What truck?
Yeah, let's go
Well,
for
if
truck.
Jerry
Yeah.
followed that.
Yeah.
That's the first thing I thought of.
Lift truck.
Let Jerry eat it.
Lift T-I.
T.I.
T-I.
I have a friend named- I have
Oh,
a
wait a
friend-
minute. I might know it.
Oh, I thought he was going to say, I've been doing this wrong from the beginning.
No. But I don't know why I'm thinking that word. I'll tell you the word I'm thinking, and feel free
Lift
not to
time,
use it.
lift.
Lift ticket.
It could be.
Yeah.
What does the lift ticket do?
Or it could be Lift Tiger.
You got guts.
No, I've got plenty of gut.
Oh, Lift Tiger.
I'll go with Lift. I'm gonna go with Lift Ticket.
I think
Yeah.
that might be
Yeah.
it. Well, it's like skiers.
Yeah.
Lift
Yes.
tickets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got
It's
a
not
lift
just
ticket?
skiers, Charlie. Back in the day,
Ticket
when
was
I lived
right.
in
Okay.
Colorado, they had lift tickets because you'd go up the mountain and you'd ride down on a mountain bike. So it wasn't just skiing.
Oh wow.
Well, and also those things, what do they call those?
Gondolas.
Yeah, the
uh,
gondolas you get a lift ticket for, yeah. Okay, ticket A.
Ticket admission.
This
Ticket
one-
application. Ticket.
A.
Ticket what?
A. Ticket A.
Ticket. Ticket agent. I like that.
Ticket agent is probably the one.
Yep.
I'm gonna go with ticket agent.
For $10, Alex.
Agent is correct.
Yeah, boom.
And the last one, Agent, this is easy, Agent O.
Orange.
I think we've
Sounds
had
like
that
someone
one
from the
before.
Vietnam
We've had
era.
that show called That's Agent Orange.
Let's go with Agent Oval. No, Agent Orange. I'll go with
Agent Orange is correct. Well, not a bad score. That was an 85. That
Well,
one,
it's
the
not a-
nesting,
I'm
It's
nowhere
not
near the
100.
Jerry world.
the nesting doll got
I
you.
wouldn't run that one.
Yeah, that was a little tougher
That
than
one
yours.
there, that was tough.
That was a little tougher than
Joe,
yours.
Can I look
What's
at my
going on with the
Can I
Murphy,
look at my
Steve?
phone now?
Oh, yes, you can look at your phone now.
Well,
And
Friday
you still
night
won.
is 51st dates.
51st Dates with Drew Barrymore and Adam Sandler. Well, they're actually in the movie. They won't be here.
Saturday. What song is it you want to hear? There you go, Freebird.
So the
Skinner,
is the date thing where they have to go on so many dates, or they keep
It's
going?
where
on
she
dates?
like hits her head and they start showing a video every day to remind her of what she's
Yeah.
done. Yeah.
Based on a true story, I think.
Is
Of
it really?
course, yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, if it's
Well,
an Adam Sandler or Drew Barrymore flick,
It's gotta
I'm
be
sure
true.
it's based on
You
it.
think about Alzheimer's though. I mean,
Yep. Yeah. Yeah.
What was it?
Jerry's not
The
far from
Notebook.
Oh, The Notebook.
Yeah.
I love that movie.
that. Isn't that like a chick
absolutely
flick?
love that movie.
Hey.
Is that a chick flick?
Yeah. Yeah. In fact, my daughter came in and she saw that DVD and she said, "Whose is that?" I said, "Mine." She said, "You bought?" the And I said, "Yes." And I watched it and I liked it.
And he cried.
No,
Yes. No?
no, that's Steel Magnolias.
Oh, that's a good one. I think that was
I
written by
can't-
Alfred Urie.
Which
Steel
what
Magnolia.
made you cry, Jerry?
Do what? Steel
Onions.
Magnolias. I can't watch
Onions.
it.
Steel Magnolia.
Steel.
Yeah.
Hairdresser thing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who's in that?
Dolly Parton's in it.
Julia Roberts.
Julie Roberts. Sally Field, is she in that
Yeah.
one?
Yeah.
Sally Field.
A lot of big stars.
It's a really good movie. It's a great play. If I could find that many strong actresses in this area, I would put that on our first season. I'll tell you another great one is Driving Miss Daisy.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
That's an incredible play.
Yeah.
In the movie, actually, Dan Aykroyd played the part of the son, and our favorite gentleman from Shawshank Redemption played the driver,
Morgan Freeman.
Morgan Freeman. Boy, what an actor!
So,
Yeah.
so are these all movies we're lining up for
Maybe
plays
we-
that we're lining up for 2026?
Yeah, maybe we should. It's time. We're going to bring the Murphy Stage Company in and start doing some plays.
Do you have-
2026.
So now, is
You
the,
have a
Mur-
stage company?
is the Murphy Stage Company already in
Really?
place, or is this?
Yeah, we started actually 2.5 years ago when we brought Amy Yazbek in. She and I did a night of a play called Love Letters. And the idea was right after that, we were going to produce a play called Fools. And I held auditions, it's a Neil Simon play. And just as I was about to cast it, Soviet Union invaded the Ukraine. The storyline of Fools is a town in the Ukraine is cursed with stupidity and they are in fear of Mother Russia. So I mean, I could not have chosen.
Kind of bad timing.
So I
Yeah.
went to my board of trustees back then. I said, you know what, we're gonna put the ixnay on this play right now because in 3 months after rehearsals are finished and everything, I have no idea what the
Right.
world stage is going to be, and I didn't want the Murphy to appear to be.
Political.
I didn't want us to appear to be completely ignorant of world events and
Yeah.
still put this on. So we delayed it, and then we fell into the concert season, and it just, we haven't brought back the stage company since. And now that I have we've acquired, or we are using a technical company that do a lot more with lights and sound than what we've been able to do in the past. The opportunities that we're going to have for 2026, including bringing some A-list acts in here, we are now set up technical wise in our theater that we can start doing a whole lot more, and very excited about what we're going to be able to do in 26. So, and one of those is start bringing in some plays. So,
Yeah, I've always been interested.
So now, are these people from out of town?
no, I'll be holding local auditions, directing. I have a company of 16 improv performers that I've been teaching
Training?
adult improv classes.
And they're local.
They're all local. Well, local is in some come in from about 30 miles away, but
Well, that's
yeah.
still local.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'd say 10 of them are ready. If we do a comedy, a legit scripted play, a lot of them come to us who have already been doing theater. So yeah,
There's
we're
a
getting-
lot of talent in this area too, because they, like with the college, they do a lot of the community summer theater,
Yeah.
and there's been
They got
a lot
well,
of.
Guys and dolls in a couple of weeks.
I could
there.
do theater if I could remember the lines, but I don't think I
Yeah,
can remember the
improv
lines
class.
anymore.
Are you interested in taking an improv class?
Ability.
I'm about to announce a new session.
Do you think I
actually.
could qualify?
I think you would be awesome.
I almost did it
specific-
last year,
The
but
key to improv,
too busy.
it's really, really simple. It's the concept of yes and. Anything that somebody ever throws your way, you'll notice the best segments that are done here is when everybody takes what someone throws at them and adds to it.
Right.
It's when you.
That's what she said
it's
at
when-
picnic.
It's when you deny something and stop it, that all of a sudden things don't progress. So it's all about the yes and effect. I take what you threw my way and I add to it.
It's like down the rabbit hole, Jerry.
Yeah.
Well, the problem I have with improv is keeping it clean.
You're not alone.
It's called Tourette's.
I'll tell you what.
I
I think I've told this story before. When I lived in Kennebunkport, I used to provide improv entertainment for Barb and George Bush and 495 of their closest friends at the River Club. And the very first time, and we did this over the course of 7 years up there, and I'd fly in some of my colleagues from Chicago from when I was doing Second City stuff, and people from New York, and I had a few improvisers in Maine. And I remember the very first time I sat down with Barb, I said, "Now, you're sure you're okay with this? Because the true thing of improv is I cannot tell them what they can and cannot say. It comes out."
It goes where it goes.
And I said, so, and most of the people in the entertainment industry are left of center. And she said, we have been in the public eye our entire lives. Do you think there's anything any of your performers can say that we haven't already heard before?
Right.
And she said, I have 2 words for you: bring it.
No.
And I'll tell you, when I told my cast that before we went on, you got to realize Colin Powell's in the audience, Scowcroft is in
Yeah.
the audience, Cheney, Bush Jr.
I'd be
Bush
careful,
Sr.
Cheney might shoot your ass.
I'm just telling you, all the heavy hitters are sitting out there, and I have a bunch of performers far to the left, of course, saying, can we really go there?
Oh.
I said, yeah, you can.
They probably have more respect for her for you telling them that.
That to a person after the first show, every one of my performers said, I'll fly out on my own dime from now on. This was the best audience we've ever
Yeah.
played. And I only bring that up because some of it got salty.
Yeah.
We try not to lean on it, and there's ways of learning how to
Control it.
go around that.
Yeah.
So if you're interested, it's a great group of people.
Well, Jerry's definitely salty.
Any YouTube videos of that?
From the Kennebunkport days,
Yeah.
no, we were not allowed to.
Oh, okay. That's too
Everybody's
bad.
phones
That'd been fun.
everyone's phones, for a number of reasons,
Confiscated?
had to be shut down before we performed.
Makes
I,
sense.
I admired Robin Williams.
Robin Williams, Jonathan Winters, those 2 were at the forefront of it. You want to talk about improvisers? Those 2, none better than those 2.
I like watching that show. Whose line is it anyway?
That's basically what we do.
Yeah.
You see 22 minutes on a half-hour show. What you don't see is the cutting room floor, which is, they
Full
had
of even good
they
stuff.
they had
Better.
it's not working. When you do it live on stage, you work through the stuff that doesn't work, and there's a fair amount that doesn't work.
That's true. Yeah.
But if you go with the idea that it's yes-anding, it's really also about building up and not tearing anybody down. So many of the concepts of improv, really, if you follow them in your daily life structure, seems to do better for you as well. I don't want to get it all whatever, but
Philosophical.
yeah, a lot of the concept is,
We struggle with that here.
yeah.
Well, people anymore just struggle communicating.
Oh,
Yeah.
I mean,
You know-
because everybody's on their damn phones all the time.
Yeah.
Lawyers.
Yeah.
True. Yeah.
That's one thing that's kind of refreshing about doing this every day. It's, a lot
Well,
of
a
people
lot of
just
it's-
don't sit around and talk like this.
Yeah.
Right.
That's
Right.
one of the refreshing things about the cruise-ins and the car shows. It's like last night I went around, I always take pictures of the cars, put them on Facebook for people that, can't maybe get out and see them. But then I'm starting to take pictures of the groups, of the people just sitting around. And everybody be, like last night it was funny, we had two separate groups. I mean, I think they all liked each other, but we had a group down here, about 6 or 7 people, all talking all night. We had a group over here, same thing, about 7 or 8 people up there talking all night. And no one does that. I mean,
No.
Well, I saw a thing the other day, and they were talking about jobs and applying for jobs, and they said that people have hard skills and soft skills, and that what they've lost is the soft skills. Well, the hard skills are you're able to do the job. Rick's in the gutter. Rick's down the road. All you can see is his little is his little fuzzy tail still sticking out the top.
See a little light bulb going
Yeah,
on with a
but
crack in it.
the hard skills was you're able to do the job. You've got all the qualifications and everything. The soft skills were that you can't communicate person to person
Yeah.
because you don't know. You've spent too much time communicating through your cell phone, and
And
they
reading
said
from influencers what is supposed to be what's
Right.
supposed to be the thing.
Exactly.
and
yeah.
and they were saying that this person was saying they had actually had people more than once come to a job interview with their parents, so their parents could help them. Yeah. And the guy was saying, he said, I'm not kidding. He said, it's true. He said, I've had people come with their parents, and he said, people have lost the soft skill to be able to communicate and one-on-one, in person. They don't know how to read people. Yeah, that was crazy.
Wow. I
I
recently
see Rick's ears. He's looking back up out the rabbit hole.
You're saying about that hard and soft.
Yeah.
yeah.
Eggs, hard. And
Just if it helps you any, Rick, I did think that too when I first heard it.
Thanks, Jerry.
You guys.
Well, you own it. You own it.
Yep. And as we get older, we have more and more soft skills.
Yes, that is true.
Yeah, that's the yeah. Just
Oh.
I just kind of try to live through life.
So, coming to the Murphy Theater.
Tell us about the
Hey,
movie.
come in from
Not
the
much
heat
when you get older.
Every. Who's still on? Every Wednesday in July.
Are these short stories?
These are free movies. July 2nd, Surf's Up. July 9th, is it Lilo and Stitch?
Yes.
Yes.
Lilo. Lilo and
I
Stitch.
mispronounced it before. Then July 16th, we got Big Hero 6. Then the 23rd, we got Shrek. And then July 30th, Robots. Those are free movies, 1 o'clock by our friends from SFM Insurance. So come on in from the heat.
Schmidt Spikey meant.
Yeah. And come on in, 1 o'clock every Wednesday in July. It's absolutely free.
Right. Bring the kids.
Yeah.
Rick Morton's watching. How you doing, Rick?
Hey,
You got to
Rick.
see the Reds win last night.
Oh, yeah.
6-1.
It was nice and decisive.
Anytime you beat,
The Yankees.
I asked
The
my
Yankees.
granddaughter, I said, if she wanted to come see one of those movies, and she said, will Steve be there?
Well, of
Oh.
course I'll.
Oh,
of course
listen to that.
I'll be there signing autographs.
he's got a fan club.
She didn't say that. I just thought I'd try to make you feel
I know that.
Oh.
No, you should have said Steve who.
I still can't believe the first time she saw you, she looks at me and she says, he's tall.
Yeah?
And she did say that.
Yep.
The first time this is so awful. The first time my stepdaughter met me, she asked her mom, she goes, does he own a gas station?
Does he own a
Gas
gas
station.
Does he own a gas station?
That's weird, yeah. That's, huh. Okay.
He's wearing like a white outfit with a little hat and a tie.
I don't know, my complexion's a little.
The old Speedway, there you go.
Does he own a gas station?
Well, Charlie, have we got a
I
final
do have a
thought for
final
this
thought.
show today?
Rick Morton says it was hot and muggy last night. Yes, anytime you can beat the Yankees is a good time.
Absolutely.
Especially since all my relatives are from New York.
And we swept them last year at New York.
I know, and that's they've owned the Yankees, and they've been doing pretty good with the Guardians too.
All right, here's our thought for today. Life doesn't allow for us to go back and fix what we have done wrong in the past. But it does allow for us to live each day better than our last.
So profound.
Ah, it was just good.
Was there a word of the day?
Yeah, the word of the day was boon. Since Steve has been here at the Murphy Theater, it's seen a boon of extra things happening.
And some of them good.
So I meant good, yeah. Sorry, that was implied.
That leaves the boondoggle out.
Boondoggles a whole.
No boondoggles.
Boondoggle was
just a
yesterday, wasn't it?
I don't know what it was yesterday. I'm just lucky to remember to put my shoes on.
Oh, thanks for coming in, Steve.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Jerry Bear?
Thanks for
Yeah.
having me.
Try again tomorrow. We have Mr. Diet Coke,
Oh, yeah.
our EMA director. Yes, we'll be in.
Princess Cooler.
Yeah. You'll have
takes it
10 of them
everywhere.
lined up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not quite sure what's going on.
Last time he only had about 6, but because a
Yeah.
couple of them were tall boys.
He had, they actually
Oh, yeah.
tall cans. They look like 44s.
Where was it, Chantal? See, he took that.
Oh,
He took it at
Spillway? No, it was a restaurant.
Lincoln Day. Did he take it to
Lincoln Day. Yeah, he took it into Lincoln.
And what's
Day
his
now.
latest alert, Charlie?
Oh, did you? He has these alerts you can sign up for, and most of the time are weather.
But this is new.
They had a terrorist alert yesterday about the United States and how they're
Messing with
Yeah, but the
things like
word
networks.
he used was very interesting.
Good boy.
hacking.
Bright. You know,
It had to do with hacking.
Yeah, but that's not the word he used.
I
But
wonder
it
how
meant hacking.
wonder how Jeff Dunham and Ahmed will do now.
Oh dear.
Oh, that's hilarious. Wait a minute, let me tell you that.
All right,
word.
wrap it
wait,
up.
Wait,
All right.
let me tell you that word real quick.
Supercalifragilistic.
Hold on.
That is something quite atrocious.
Summary of threat to the United States. Yeah, summary of the threat to the United States. Ongoing Iran conflict has heightened threat environment to the United States. Low-level cyber attacks against U.S. networks by pro-Iranian hacktivists. That's the
So
word.
keep all of your laptops up higher because these are just low level attacks.
Low level,
So
right,
just
exactly.
kinda set it on a higher shelf, I
Yeah.
guess is what you're saying.
That'll work.
I don't know about
Bye,
that.
everybody.
Have a great
Bye,
day.
everybody.
See y'all.